my firm belief that every writer is first a reader, and that's the same case with me too. I started out when I was in school, and the first book which I ever read was The Hardy Boys. The world which he created was mysterious and fascinating, and that's what captivated me into reading the other books of the same series. Soon, I started reading other books with the help of my friends, and slowly but surely, I understood how the author used to see the world in their own perspectives, and how they used to create worlds of their own and make rules of their own. This is what actually ignited me to make my own story. But it's only when I sat down to write that I noticed how tough it was to actually do it. But still, I took it as a fun challenge, and I started making my own book. And this is how I started out my first book. According to what I feel as an author, unless you have a compelling story cover or compelling story title, no one will read your book. And so I would like to speak about a few things so that people would be interested in reading my book. The first thing is that incorporated some of my real life situations and real life issues which I faced into this book. And so I feel there's some kind of, even though it's a fiction book, there's some kind of real life element into it, and so that helps in building the book, not only as a fiction book but something as like a life lesson. The second thing is that I've added characters from real life into the book. So, for example, the sister of the protagonist is based off my own sister, and I think adding characters like this into books is something that gives an originality to the book. And not only this, I've not only like her character, other characters also I've incorporated from real life into the book. And some of their characteristics are funny, and some of the characteristics are really charming, and those characteristics, incorporating them into the book and making it making the character come alive with real characteristics from real life is something that I feel is really good. So I hope everyone who reads my book finds it as interesting as I do when I type it out. One thing's for sure, if it wasn't for this pandemic, my book would have taken a much longer time to finish. I write only when I'm bored or when I'm in the mood, both of which are rare. Uh, but still, due to this pandemic, I got lots of free time and I was really bored, so I typed out the full book. Almost 50% of it, that is. And typing too can be taxing because my hobby as writing a novel has no physical activity. But still, I sat down and for long hours together sometimes and typed out entire chapters together. It took over a year to complete this book, and that was mostly because I had the full idea in my mind, but getting that onto paper was a really big job. Due to this lockdown, I got a lot of time to write the book, and actually, when I started typing, I used to get ideas then and there which I wanted to implement, but I tried to cut down on those as the story became longer and longer.